My first meal was a carbonara pasta. It consisted of eggs, cheese, black pepper, and pig cheek. For my drink choice, I decided to go with a limoncello spritz. While on our food tour, we had these fried rice balls, which were risotto balls stuffed with mozzarella and bolognese sauce. In Italy, artichokes were in season, so we tried crispy artichokes. Some wild greens that I noticed that is in the Mediterranean diet is that they like to garnish their food with lots of arugula. In this dish, there was bruschetta, mozzarella cheese, and prosciutto. In this dish, the bruschetta is layered with mushrooms, chicken heart, tomatoes, and tuna. For dietary fiber that we had this pumpkin bruschetta and as well as eggplant. I wasn't a very eggplant person, but Italy changed me. Another cool thing that we saw in Rome was this cat sanctuary, which is basically a playground for cats, and we would always come here every night. Meals often included a small glass of wine shared among family and friends, reinforcing a culture of moderation and balance. This approach affects a key principle of the Mediterranean diet, enjoying food and drinking mindfully. One of my favorite parts of this trip was seeing the Roman Forum. It was like stepping back in time. This was once the center of a political, social, and economic life where citizens gathered, leaders spoke, and history was made. Something that I really enjoyed while in Florence was the farmers market tour, which we got to try cheeses, fresh fruit, and many more other items. But I think my favorite was the pears. They were just so much different and so fresh, nothing like compared to the US. Another thing that the Italian culture emphasizes on is the caprese. And I had that during multiple meals, and I've grown to like it a lot, and I've incorporated it into many of my meals coming back to the US. I had tiramisu multiple times during my time in Italy, and I noticed that they have a light, creamy texture. I also had creme brulee, which was very sweet, and had gelato on multiple different occasions. This was in Rome. And then I also took a trip to Portofino and got these ones. While in Tuscany, we were able to see what olive trees looked like and be taught how they are harvested. I also noticed that in the Italian culture, they prioritize sweets over protein. So most of my breakfasts included toast with jams or chocolate croissants. But this dish right here, I had some protein in it. Something that I really appreciated about the Italian culture was the piazzas, how everyone would just be like sitting down, eating, talking, socializing, and just coming together as a community. And I feel like Americans, we can work on that a little bit more because many of us are glued to our phones. But yeah, I just love the culture of how they socialize. In Tuscany, making the pasta was definitely one of my favorite parts of the trip. I loved how we all as a group were able to like cut up the vegetables all together and then make the pasta as a team. I had this bolognese pasta, which is a slow cooked dish made with ground meat, tomato. I also had pasta alla marinara, which features a simple yet vibrant sauce of tomatoes, garlics, herbs, and olive oil. And then lastly, I had lasagna, which is baked classic with layers of pasta sheets, meat or vegetable, creamy bechamel, and melted cheese. And lastly, the spaghetti. We went to this pasta making factory. It's basically one of the top producers for Italy pasta, and it was a super cool experience. We got to see how wheat turns into the pasta strings, and it was amazing. Something I found really cool was seeing a lemon tree hang off the side of a wall or an orange tree just out in the wild. It's really cool to see that. You don't see that in America. I think from the breads that I've eaten in Italy, the bruschetta and the focaccia bread was my favorite. They honestly have the best sandwiches in Italy. I can't even describe. The focaccia was just, it had this saltiness to it that just made it so much better. And the tomatoes, the salami, lettuce, everything was so fresh.